I want to do some plant care. Welcome to my basement plant room, which let me show you. This is where I do most of my plant maintenance type things. I keep a lot of my plant projects in here. Right now I have this isolation bin, which you will have seen in Monday's video. If you're interested, you can go check that out. It's just my method for controlling plant pests when I just barely start to notice outbreaks on certain plants. So I can just throw like a few plants in here and it'll take care of it. So I've had this in here for 10 days now. First planty task I want to get done is to clear out this bin so I can take care of some other planty things today, some little projects I want to tinker with. I've got my Syngonium red spot tricolor, Syngonium strawberry ice, Syngonium macrophylla. It's the frosted heart one. Syngonium T25. I want to pot this up today. And then I've got 5 Hoya polyneras in here, which I also may end up repotting today, although don't quote me on that, I might not get to this. And lastly, my Syngonium green spot or green splash. This really is a bin of some of my favorite plants, truly. So, move my tea out of the way. This one, I tried propagating a bunch of stems. You can see only one of them made it. Kind of a bummer. But like this one, they all did pretty well. Anyway, I don't know. Sometimes I'm an amazing propagator and sometimes I'm not. I think I'm gonna start a second round. Let's put this here. I guess I'm just gonna treat all my syngoniums. They are like my favorite plants to grow, and how I've mentioned a million times, I like to do tinkery plant chores. It's like so relaxing and therapeutic to me. These are the kind of plant I really like to tinker with. I'm just gonna fill up this bin. A couple of Hoya, more Hoya, Hoya Weibergier, and Hoya Ganungading, Hoya Parasitica. This one is really pretty. I'm growing quite fond of this one because the leaves are kind of chubby and freckled. I love freckled leaves. And then lastly, this Philodendron varicosum, which I do want to propagate, but it does have mealybugs. They're like just teeny tiny little baby ones. Oh, and up here. So I'm just gonna spray them down real good. So if you'd like to see this full process, I have a dedicated video here. Next, I want to repot this crown of thorns euphorbia. What's it called? Euphorbia millii. Even though I love it in this planter, I think it's so cute. It's drying out so freaking fast. I cannot keep up with this anymore, which is causing a lot of the foliage to dry up and die. That's my cue to clean her up, get it repotted into a larger planter it can grow in this following year. Hopefully this time next year, this sucker is huge and so healthy. Cutie. Look at that tail. Oh. Okay, anyway, how I said I love the planter this is in, one thing I love about it is the color. I think it just really helps pronounce the foliage and blooms. What are these called? I forget what they're called. They're not blooms. So I'm going to pot it into this basket, which actually has a plastic liner on the inside. No drainage hole. And I'm not really worried about this plant having no drainage because I want to have to water this way less, honestly. Now to pull this out. How am I gonna do this? It's pokey. It's so spiny and sharp and dangerous. I don't wanna like grab it. Ugh. I have these white pebbles on top. Let's get rid of those. See. Oh no, I might have rotted this plant out. There are so many roots in here. I feel so bad. This shape planter, as much as I love it, it does get kind of narrow here on the neck and maybe that contributed to the rippage of the root ball. I'm so sorry. This one does have a drainage hole, and where I prefer the no drainage method, I think that I kind of lean that way when I'm thinking about how, like when my plants need care, you know what I'm saying? So I have to water my no drainage plants a lot less. When I have an issue with a plant, more often than not, dare I say even like 90% of the time, the plants I'm having issues with have drainage holes. And it's just because I think my care tendencies align better with no drainage. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a little like obsessive, overthinky of me. Even if it is all in my head, this makes me feel excited about the plant. Ow, I just stabbed underneath my fingernail. Ow. I'm struggling. Geez, I have like freaking butterfingers right now. Speaking of fingers, today is Sunday, so we got to sleep in a little bit. So Ryan and I did, of course, but Kai and Rye woke up super early at like 5 a.m. and we come out here and they had painted their freaking fingernails. They got into my nail polish. What's even crazier is they didn't get any nail polish like anywhere in my house, only on their own flesh. I was a little frustrated that they did that, but like at least they didn't get it everywhere. Since this keeps trying to lean, I'm gonna put the rest of these little white pebbles around the base of the plant to help hold it in place. I don't have enough to cover the full top of the pot, but just right around the stem should help prop things into place, weigh it down a little bit. I'm sorry about the light. It's so sunny outside, but also so cloudy and windy. So the clouds are moving kind of fast. The light keeps changing. I'm over explaining. Oh, that looks pretty cute. Oh, I am so glad I finally just did that. Oh, yay! I've been keeping it on this top shelf here, but it has almost doubled in size through this last grow season. I just think it needs to get a little more light. So I'm gonna swap it with this Syngonium T25. Gosh, it is so bright out today. I'm not complaining, but it's supposed to be winter. What is happening? This is so intimate. Hello. This is a Syngonium T25. When I got this plant originally, it was one vine, and I've since then propagated it a few times. I sold some in my plant shop, but this one never sold. So I'm just gonna pot it back up into this main mother plant and let this get really big and full. It has 5 crowns in here now. Let's make it 6. Why not? Right now, I do have all of this propagated, growing in sphagnum. Oh, just kidding, it's soil down at the bottom. That's actually perfect. I much prefer that. I thought that this was all sphagnum because the top had a few inches of sphagnum, but I think I just did that to help propagate these stems in a little bit easier. Those roots are pretty awesome, especially where, I mean, this is kind of a fresh propagation. Probably the most recent one I put in here, but the rest of them have really substantial roots. That's cool. I also, you know what, I should have done this before I unpotted that. I need to pull out this guy, which, yeah, it does have some more great looking roots. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself and I'm in for a rude awakening this winter, but my houseplants are probably growing at an all-time high, like the best they've ever have. It has been so good. So good. Oh, I love these orb planters. This one is made of basalt. No matter what plant you pot into these orb guys, they always seem to look good. They're just an easy go-to pot for me that I know no matter what I put in them, I'm gonna love. I just think this tone looks really good with anything. Not even just the basalt ones, any planter this chubby round shape, I love. Okay, let's put this in its new home. The windowsill here. Right there. So it can get really amazing light. Next, I really want to clean the shelf. Sorry, that was so bad. I'm not moving this syngonium white butterfly. If I move it, it'll get really tangled. This syngonium silver hero back here is growing up the wall, which I think is really cool, but I'm not gonna move it because I don't want to take it off the wall. Oh, and same goes for Passiflora trifasciata down there. It has a tendril connected to the screw up here, so I don't want to rip that. I'm not gonna move it. Everything else though can go. As I was saying earlier, if I need to do a child-free planty task, this is the room I can do it in. Clutter does kind of collect in here. I maybe want to make this side like storage side, and then this side can have the plants. I just want to keep this plant-free, honestly. I just think it'll be better for everyone. I can store stuff and the plants aren't going to die from not enough light. First, a vacuum. Done. I'm gonna talk about it again. With no drainage, I don't end up with watermarks all over everything. So cleaning up watermarks isn't something I particularly enjoy about the hobby. So I've just tried to find workarounds that don't leave me having to scrub my shelves as often. Like I really wouldn't even have to wipe these down except for like 2 overfill spots. That's it. That's like a personal record, honestly. I'm gonna clean up the syngonium, like take off all the dead leaves and stuff. Before, here's it after. Here's the shelf all clean. I think I wanna move all my Hoyas out here. My Mathilde will go here. She's kind of struggling. Not gonna worry about that today. A Memoria here. Hoya Chelsea. A Globulosa I recently repotted. Maybe this is gonna be harder than I thought. I do think I want my terrarium up here. Put something on top, I think. Oh, that actually might stay there. I like it. I've got a tray here of, I think, my last few Hoya, other than what's in the bin, but they don't have planters or saucers on them, so I need to match them with containers really quick. For now, I'm just gonna plop them into whatever they'll fit, even if it doesn't look great like this. At least this way, when I come down here to water my plants, I can see what I have and have a better idea when I go thrifting of what plants I actually need planters for. I like forget what I even need, and then I don't want to overbuy things I don't need, so I just don't buy anything because I don't know. That is my problem at the moment. I've definitely been pretty open lately about how I feel about Hoya. In a way, I do really enjoy Hoya. Sometimes they just get a little unruly and throw out these long vines, and it's like, it makes me a little sloppy in their care for some reason. I just don't really like when they get all long because they get in the way a lot and they make it hard to have good spots for them. You know what? I think I prefer them as hanging plants. I think that's what it comes down to. Anyway, I say that about the Hoya because I think moving them out here into Gen Pop will give me a better idea of which Hoya I want to keep and which I want to sell or trade or whatever I decide to do with them. I'll have a much better idea. And then I can minimize my Hoya collection so that I really appreciate the ones I have, the ones I've kept, and give them everything they need to look the way I want them to, you know? But with this many, I just can't think straight. I can't think straight, and it makes it hard for me to keep up on it all when I'm trying to pay attention to so many different little things. There. Or, no, there. Yeah, that works for now. I don't know, I'm gonna give them a chance to grow in and see what I end up loving and what I end up getting rid of. I'll definitely keep you posted when that day comes. What is this called? Stephania erecta. I'm just gonna pop it here. It's trying to go dormant, so it's gonna lose this one leaf, just be a little potato for a while. This fern, I'll just put it up here for now so it can kind of hang over the edge a little bit. And last up, this monstera. I can't remember what kind of a monstera this is. Where do I want this to live? I think I'm just gonna put it here for right now. Now we'll be able to put this holiday cactus in the window there where it'll get really, really good light. Next to my Hoya andawensis. How cute are these little ruffled leaf edges? I just love it. and Hoya obovata. This is a long time favorite plant of mine, like top of my top favorite plants. The leaves are so cute. Chubby. 2 Hoya, I feel like always look good no matter what. So I will definitely be keeping those. And the holiday cactus will just, I don't know, go here. Maybe being close to the cold glass of the window will help get more blooms poppin', but it is poppin'. It always kind of has like a handful of blooms at any given time, but as you can see, it has blooms coming out of like pretty much every stem, out of every branch. Some even have multiple popping out, like this one section has 3 popping. Like it is blooming so prolifically. I love it. This is such a cool plant. All of these pink balls everywhere are the blooms. It's so cool. Oh my gosh. And this is what they look like when they open. I don't know, I'm sure you guys have seen this plant before. I don't know why I'm going so into detail. Guess I just wanted to show you, talk about it. Yeah. The windowsill definitely filled up, and I filled up this shelf. I do feel like it's really important for me in my downsizing process to get everything into a planter and in like an optimal ideal state looks wise. And then I can more clearly see if I really want to keep the plant or not. If I can like see, I don't know, I guess if the plant inspires me or like makes me feel good when I look at it, that's how I know I want to keep it. If a plant is not in its best state in like a dirty nursery pot that I don't love, I'm not going to want to love on that plant. Now I need to fill up this side, which as I said, is going to just be like project supplies, those kinds of things that just come in handy to have right here, readily available. Hold some supplies here. And of course, planters that are ready to be potted into. So I can just look here, see what I have, and yeah, move on, not have to think about it too much. I do have a few more planters, but they need to be cleaned. Once those are cleaned, I'll move them out here as well. Easy. Oh, that feels so good. Shelf is filled. Last night I did a little bit of rearranging in my office, and I just kind of wanted to show you an update of what I have going on in there. It's not too different. I haven't like changed furniture or anything, just moved some plants around. In my office, here's another example of a large syngonium. I did move this one, so it's looking a little bit disheveled, actually a lot of it disheveled. Probably going to propagate this like 100 times and keep it a small plant going forward. The other thing I wanted to show you is I've been moving my smaller Sansevieria succulents onto this windowsill. Definitely plan to move. You know what? Let's just do it right now. Few more. Maybe I'm gonna go grab one more. My Tephrocarpus geometricus. I think moving it down here will help give it a little bit of a dormancy, help to force another ball come springtime when it warms up and gets brighter. So yeah, we will see how that goes. But I think that looks pretty cute. I love that. I love the way I feel when I finally accomplish some of those planty tasks and things feel within my control, you know? You guys, can you believe how fast, like it's almost Christmas. I cannot believe it's almost Christmas. This might be the most excited I've ever felt going into the holiday season. Thanksgiving is this week and I'm really looking forward to it. And then we'll be decorating for Christmas. I have been thrifting for months for Christmas decor. So I have a little bit of a stash going now and I'm excited to hang everything and put things up and decorate my plants to hopefully make it feel really magical in here for my kids. It's just such a fun, bittersweet time of year. Like sweet because it's so awesome seeing my kids enjoy it. Bitter because of all of the people that have been at Christmases in the past that are core parts of the holidays for me and Ryan that aren't going to be a part of it this year. It makes me sad, but also a lot more appreciative for the people that we have now. Yeah, I'm feeling a little some type of way about Christmas this year. I'm mostly excited though. I love baking. I'm not amazing at it or anything, but every once in a while something perfectly turns out and then I feel like a freaking pastry chef and I want to try more and more things. Anyway, the holidays is a time of year I really love for baking because for some reason it just feels extra easy to share baked goods with people around the holidays. I don't know. I could be like, oh, here's a box of 4 kinds of cookies, and then I don't have to eat it all, you know? I don't know, I could bake all year round, but it's cold outside. I don't wanna be outside. I wanna be inside next to the warm oven baking some cookies that I'm gonna devour later. Anyway, what am I even talking about? I was sitting down here to bid you adieu to you and you and you. Goodbye. 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 Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.